what happens when you get asked a question by a feminist journalist? Hey, what's going on, fight fans? Hey, this is Coach D, the Wild Man, coming at you again with another episode of Coach D Media. Now, you know I do with Coach D Media. I talk about all things combat sports related, from the highs to the lows. All right, let's go ahead and get back into it. Today, we're going to have a conversation about Angela Hill. All right, you know she have a fight coming up on that Barboza card coming up this Saturday, actually, right? And today, we're going to talk about what happens when you get asked a question by a feminist journalist, right? So here's what's going on. So towards the end of Angela Hill's, interview, which is all about Angela Hill, all about her fight coming up, all about what she wants to do in the sport, how important, representing herself and representing female fighters overall is important, right? So despite all the stuff that Angela Hill was talking about and how positive she's trying to be, in her upcoming fight, this female feminist journalist decides to ask her the most important question to that journalist was, what do you think of man versus bear, right, in the woods? So right now, this is viral video going out right now about, asking females, which one would be more scarier in the woods, a man or a bear? Which one would you feel more safe with in the woods, a man or a bear? All the females say they will be safer with a bear. That's why the stuff is going viral, saying men are so horrific that when it came down to it, in the woods, a female would have a better chance of not being attacked from a bear than from a man, right? Now, thank God Angela Hill shut that stuff down, right? And go, hey, I'm with my husband. I'm good. If I'm in the woods with a bear, the bear will freaking destroy me. Right? What are we talking about? And she pretty much laughed it off as a bunch of nonsense, right? But the point of the matter is that what the female journalist said about the most important question, right? So take a listen and tell me what you think.
I'm hoping Invicta stays active and keeps doing what they do, because that's how you're going to get better and better women in the UFC and in other promotions, by having that proving ground where they're just putting fights on and a bunch of chicks get to fight each other and see who comes out on top.
And last and most important question for me, man or bear? Have you heard it?
No.
Question. Would you rather go into the woods with a man or a bear? Be alone in the woods with a man or a bear?
Be in the woods alone with a man or a bear. That's what's important to females. That's what's going viral. That's what we've been reduced to when it comes to trying to better ourselves, is that this female journalist decides to go on there and talk about what's more scarier in the woods, right? So watch how Angela Hill handles this, which makes this even 10 times better than that nonsense question that journalist had the audacity to ask when it's all about Angela Hill. Listen to how she deals with this.
Depends on the man. Is that what everyone's saying?
Well, most women are saying bear. It's a feminist thing, so I'm just curious.
If it was my husband, definitely the man.
Strange man or strange bear?
Oh, strange man.
Yeah, because it's a man you know. A stranger. Not a strange man.
I don't know. I'm an MMA fighter. I don't scare that easily. Bears will fuck me up. I'm hoping.
So you see, she immediately said, hey, I'm an MMA fighter, right? If push comes to shove, I can hold my own. She said, a bear will body me, right? So look how she explains how stupid that daggone question is, when it should be all about my next fight. It should be all about what I'm going to do next in mixed martial arts and how I'm going to prepare for Luana, or I don't know how to say her last name, right? But like I said, this is what this female journalist thought to ask. Now, we already know there's not a lot of females in combat sports. We already know that, right? We already know it's a male-dominated sport, right? So ain't nothing new there, right? And before that question was asked, Angela Hill was talking about how important it is for Invicta to be able to stay around, which was the premises for the question, is that it was a rumor that Victor may not be around anymore. And Angela Hill was saying this is how important for Invicta to stay around, because without Invicta, I would not have been back in the UFC. Angela Hill got cut from the UFC, all right? Was able to get into Invicta, went on a 4-0 tear, win the belt, and then got picked back up by the UFC because of Invicta. A lot of female fighters would not have been known if it wasn't for Invicta. That's how important that narrative of a conversation was. So this female journalist could have stuck there and goes, yes, we should definitely want to keep Invicta around, and brought women up with that conversation. But no, she decided to turn it into a let's hate on men conversation with this man versus bear in the woods situation, right? So that just shows you where journalism has gotten to, where it's all about painting a negative narrative towards men. There was no need for that when it was all about Angela. It should have been all about what she's going to do in her next fight, which what most of the interview was about, right? Most of the male journalists was talking about her fight and talking about how she's done in the sport and all that kind of good stuff. When it came down to the female journalist, right, to keep it going, she decided to turn it into a negative, right, bash on men with his man versus bear. So we always get the blowback of society's not giving women a fair shot, right? Women are not allowed to be on the equal playing field. Women are not allowed to be seen the same as men, right? But giving you the chance to be on a large platform, which be in the press booth at the UFC as a female journalist, which I would say is probably not easy to do, right? When you have the chance to do it, to elevate yourself as a journalist, to elevate yourself as female being journalists and can do as good as men, when you have that chance to bring it home and go, look, we can do it just as good. You decide to go, my most important question to ask you as a fighter. Angela Hill didn't say, I'm a female fighter. Angela Hill says, I'm a fighter. I'm not worrying about that shit when it comes to dealing with men, right? So she already said, I'm confident. I don't have no problems, right? I'm married. I'm good. I don't have no problems. But the most important question that you had to ask Angela Hill on her time to shine is, what do you think about man versus bear, strangers in the woods? Who are you more concerned with? Angela Hill shut that shit down and gave you the answer. But what does that say about that female journalist who's obviously a feminist, because she chose to put a negative connotation on men for no reason where it had no place? That question had no place in what we are talking about. So what do you want to do? You want to clickbait? What were you looking for out of that? Other than the bash men. Right, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? This is the stuff that when we see it, you lose all credibility, you lose all respect. Now, when you're trying to get your next gig, or you're trying to match up with another platform with other male journalists, right? We're going to go back to this and go, we're going to have her on here for what? Right? To throw shade, right? To throw hate, right? To take down, something that should be so easy. No. Simply because she chose to be stupid when she didn't have to be. These are the problems we're dealing with. Journalists are already getting a bad rap saying all we do is clickbait nowadays. I'm not saying I'm a journalist. I'm a podcaster. I'm giving you my opinion, right? But look where we're at now. Her shot, her chance. Look what she did with it. So now you can squash the argument, right? When you say, hey, all females need is a chance. Look what you do when you get it. You put out this bull crap and you take away from a female's chance to shine and be relevant and talk about what she's going to do next in the fight and what's going to happen with her fight. You took away all that for some clickbait stuff that you want to say is the most important question when talking to a female fighter at a UFC press conference on her up and coming fights. That's what you thought was the most important question. What are we going to do with that, people? You heard it like I heard it. Pure garbage, right? Let's see what happens next, right? This is Coach D doing what I'm doing, calling it like I see it, talking my share of shit. To hear from me again, peace out.